to complete the session before 1. So that's why our eminent resource persons are here. Now I request Professor Ranjan Kumar Bal onto the dais. Professor Ranjan Kumar Bal, a senior faculty and is an past president, Indian Accounting Association. I welcome sir for this technical session. I request Vasanti to present a bouquet. Yeah, I request Dr. J. Ravi Kumar from the Department of thank you, sir. You have to continue the proceedings.
Good morning. I also welcome all of you to this third session. The rain created a lot of problems for all of you. It's also creating problems in national capital New Delhi, Gurgaon and also at many places. So as compared to their problems, I think our problems are less. Now, to make the to come to Osmania University. I belong to the neighboring state, Utkal University, Bhubaneswar. And whenever any seminar, conference is organized here, always I am here to address. One interesting thing I will tell you. Many people like Kumar Mangalam Birla, like Lakshmi Nivas Mittal, like Indra Nooyi, they read this accounting and finance and earned a lot of money. In 2002 also, Osama bin Laden wanted to read accounting and finance. Why? It was a cartoon in Times of India, R.K. Lakshman's cartoon. He created his beard and wrote that I want to become an expert in accounting and finance. Now why? Now to create problems. At that time George Bush. Why? How he can create problems? Now why to throw a bomb? If you throw a bomb, you kill only 500 people maximum or 5 buildings maximum. Then what to do? Now you read accounting and finance. After reading that, you become an head of finance, head of accounting, and spoil that company. Like Enron, like WorldCom. This cartoon came after the death of Enron and WorldCom. All of you know these two companies had heart attack and died. And who was responsible? These accounting finance professionals were responsible. What they did, they always do some mischief in the profit and loss statement and balance sheet. They show good health. Actually, there is no good health. What happens? The investors invest their money and they lose like anything. The investors lose their money like anything. So if you spoil a company like Enron, like WorldCom, 3 lakh direct employees, 3 lakh indirect employees, more than 5 lakh employees are jobless. If more than 5 lakh employees are jobless, then they will create more problems for the president of US. So you see the powers of the professionals who read accounting and finance. This is simply to make the topic interesting because it's a rainy day. But think the positive stories of these finance professionals. In Odisha, what we are doing, we are introducing financial literacy or financial education in standard 8 in regional language. We are also introducing financial literacy in +2 first year in regional language, so that all the students, they have the financial awareness, and whenever they invest money, they are careful. I know regarding the grievances of the investors, even though we have a lot of process, lot of system, lot of procedures, we find it takes a lot of time, and the investors are losers many times, most of the times. So therefore, what is more important is awareness level. What is more important is financial education or financial literacy, so that our investors, wherever they invest, the grievances will go down, the scams will go down, the problems will go down. With this much introduction, I once again welcome the paper presenters. Time is the limiting factor. You have to excuse me also. As the chairman, I have no choice but to give less time. Please don't repeat whatever the other speakers have already said, and try to tell the audience regarding your objective, regarding your methodology, and also regarding your major findings. Major findings. If you have recommendation, 1, 2 recommendations, you can also tell the audience. As the number of papers, number is 40, so time is a limiting factor. So I don't know how much to give you, but we'll start the process. It's one kind of self-discipline. Please manage your time and please be self-disciplined, so that we will not go for ringing the bells. Thank you. Thank you very much. We will start the process now. By A. Kavita, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, PG College, Secunderabad. Also Osmania University. The topic is Investor Grievances Redressal Mechanism and Protection for Retail Investors. A. Kavita. Achha. Second paper is Sushila. She is also assistant professor. She is present. Madam is present. So her topic is a study on investor redressal mechanism, conceptual framework.
My name is Chandrasekhar. I'm working in PG College Secunderabad as a part-time lecturer. Here I am actually I wanted to present the paper, but yesterday I heard dignitaries talking about fraud. So I just wanted to correlate this and talk to you for a few minutes because the time is constrained. Yesterday, I was talking about fraud. I think that fraud is of two types. One is with from the initiation, they are intentional. They wanted to deceive. They come up with an idea of doing fraud, and they talk and they plan in such a way that they're going to deceive the public. But the other way around is they start with good intention, but over a period of time what happens, it becomes inevitable for them. They cannot come out. Let me take the example of the Titanic. There was a movie on Titanic. Basically there was two decks. For rich people, upper deck, the poor people, lower deck. I feel that financial institutions, the institutional investors, the foreign institutional investors come under the upper deck, and the general public who are investing money comes under the lower deck. Nobody wanted that the ship should sink, but it happened. Like reason, the speed in which it was moving. So I feel that when the companies are started, the speed, when it goes out of your control, probably what happens, you'll not be in a position to control your vehicle. They could know that there is an iceberg coming up. They have to take a turn, but they couldn't do it, and they had hit the iceberg, and the Titanic had to sink. Same thing happened even in case of Enron. I was just going through the case of Enron. In Enron case, when they have started initially by merging some US companies, they initially started with, it was actually awarded as the best company, the most innovative company for consecutive 6 years by the Forbes company. Now, if you take that as an example, if a Forbes company is listing you as the most effective or innovative company for 6 consecutive years, and it has been considered as the most ethical company initially, but later on, the price of the share, which was around $95, has gone to $0.67. So where is the fault? They have actually accelerated. They have diversified. They went into so many aspects. When you diversify away, you lose the control. Probably what happens, you're unable to control your own company. And they have given so many perks to the employees working there in order to increase the earnings per share, make the market price, appearing. They wanted to maintain that status. Even in Satyam Limited, I don't think that Satyam Limited, when it started, they actually wanted to do fraud. We had talks, we were talking about the company is paying so nice. It is a good company. It was doing good. And somewhere something goes wrong, and you're caught in that particular cyclone. So for me, I say whatever investors are there, only one thing I would say is knowledge is power. And knowledge is power, I say, because unless and until investors are informed, have the knowledge of what they are actually doing it is not advisable to them to come into markets. I would even suggest, if it is taken by the UGC or the university level, we can have a course for people who are investing. See, suppose if I have to come and work in your company, you expect that I have to be educated because it is your money at stake. Now it is investor's point of view, and investor is investing his own money. Don't you think that he should be educated about it? He should be having the knowledge of where the money is invested and all. So definitely he should be having a complete knowledge of where he is investing and where exactly his money is going to be. So I believe, if you take the example of Titanic, they have taken all the measures. They have every facility in that particular ship. But when it comes to sinking stage, they could realize that they were not having sufficient boats to alternatively make the people move. So same thing can be happened, in companies when they are accelerating, the regulatory authorities, what we have, the SEBI or the exchanges, they can think of a plan where if something goes wrong, what are the alternative vessels? We have seen people are using alternative vehicles to transfer money from one source to another source, diversification and all. So my suggestion, sir, if we can have a plan where all the investors, let it be mandate. Let us make it as a mandate. You want to trade, you need a demat account. So suppose you want to invest, you need to have a certificate from the university or some a place where only those people who are having this particular code can go and invest. So that what happens, at least at the university level, we call them at least for a week or so, educate them, tell them that this is your money, you're going to invest in particular companies, what are the kinds of risk you're having. Definitely, it will to some extent help them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, knowledge is power. Yes, we have to be educated. And please remember.